Welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors, a podcast for home improvement contractors to help you crush your lead goals and take your business to the next level. Join us each episode as we give you powerful insights and practical tips on the best digital marketing strategies to help you grow your home improvement business. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Digital Marketing for Contractors. This is the show that helps home improvement companies grow smarter and faster through better marketing. I am Janet.
And I'm Caitlyn. Today, we're diving into a tool that helps contractors turn happy customers into their best marketing asset and help them close deals faster.
That's right. And today we are super thrilled to welcome Steve Spence. He is the managing director of Project Map It. Super cool. We love Project Map It. It's a powerful sales and marketing tool built specifically for contractors.
And if you've ever wished for a better way to showcase your work, I know as an agency, we are always begging our clients, please
give us pictures.
Give us pictures.
Give us proof.
Share real customer reviews and stand out in a competitive market. You are going to want to hear this episode. Steve, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I love your glasses. Is this visual or is your podcast all audio?
Both.
Is it?
Yeah, I think most listeners are listening to it audio, but we've been publishing it video as well.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody wants to watch it visually, you should see their glasses. I love them.
Thank you. We love your sign.
Hers are blocking blue light. Mine actually help me see.
Mine help me see too. I have reading glasses for my 3 monitors, but when I leave, I have my progressive glasses because I can't.
Oh, these are progressive bifocals, baby.
Yeah, I got you. I'm right there with you.
So Project Map It, I'm bringing it home.
Yeah, we want people to see clearly
their projects on website.
Correct.
Tell us, how did it start? Like, give us the background.
Yeah, what's the backstory on Project Map It?
How much time we got on this podcast?
How much time you want to talk?
I was a special educator for 20 years as a
Awesome.
high school teacher here in my local area in Maryland. I also am a big lacrosse guy. For those that know lacrosse, it's not everywhere in the United States, but it's a lot of places. And I coached high school lacrosse at the high school that I taught at. And one of my players, he was the owner previous to Project Map It. So he graduated in 2004. Fast forward 14 years later, I see him at 2 ends of the grocery stores. I see him at 2 grocery stores on both ends of our county. And the second time we saw each other, he's like, "Coach, man, you got to come to my house and learn about this new software I'm building." He is a roofer by trade. He owns his own roofing company still, I think, to this day. We've not been in touch in a while. So long story short, I left a 20-year teaching career to join as the first employee at Project Map It. And that was in 2018, March, I guess, in 2018. And we bought into the company and took ownership in 2020.
Wow.
That is such an awesome story. So
It's crazy.
the founder at the time was a kid, but was a kid that you coached.
He was a kid that I coached. Now as a grown man,
Right.
starting this software for
And a
himself.
roofer and a programmer.
Correct. Well, he's not a programmer, but he hired 2 programmers, of which they are still partners of the company. We are 5 partners that own Project Map It.
What a great backstory.
I love it.
I love that.
Well, there's more. I mean, I won't get into it, but I mean, I was making $90,000 as a teacher, and then not knowing anything about the contracting world, and then within about 30 days, he said, "Look, man, it's not going to work." And I had already retired. I'm like, "Look, man, we got to stay open here." So my first year, I was the only person really working at Project Map It, learning a new industry by myself, basically. And my first year, I made like $37,000. So I'm a 50-year-old man, 50 plus, almost 51. And I honestly,
50's the new 30.
That's right, Janet. So yeah, I reinvented myself, and it's been fun. I've been doing it for 7 years now. I just had my 7-year LinkedIn anniversary, and I got to tell you, I love it. It's just cool to grind. I'm a hard worker, always have been. Us 50-year-olds know what that means.
We do.
Hey.
Not that the younger generation doesn't, but we work hard. We don't care. We do what it takes. So that's my story, and I'm sticking
That
to
is
it.
awesome.
Six Stick to it.
What a delightful little surprise that we get such a fun backstory of, this software that we're about to showcase.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know we were going to get something that I thought that is surprising, kind of heartwarming. I don't know. Anyway.
I love it. Well, and entrepreneur to entrepreneur, we also really appreciate that. So what is it? Like for those
tell the listeners
who have never, not us, but like the listeners who have never
describe what it is and what it is.
So think of an interactive map of all of your past installs or repairs. If you repair and do other things, anything that you imagine your book of work as a contractor on an interactive digital portfolio. So it's a map with pins on it. Those pins represent all the work in your portfolio, your book of work. And then when you click on a pin, you can showcase pictures of the work that you've done. We have direct integrations with Facebook reviews and Google. So all of your Google and Facebook reviews can also be shown on the pin or on the map in general. And then it's all filterable. I've always had a hard time saying that word. It's all filterable by whatever it is you want to help you sell. So it can be, our biggest contracting industry is the roofing industry, only because of our big partnerships with roofing companies like supply companies and manufacturers. But imagine, as a sales rep, you're sitting at the kitchen table with the homeowner and the homeowner says, "Hey, I'm trying to choose between, a Moray black roof and a weathered wood roof." You can click on these filters on our map and the map will change to only show that product or that product brand or color. So in seconds, you have now pins of only Moray black roofs. So now if you're a roofing person, you can say, "Hey, drive down the street at this address and you'll see the roof we put on." There are lots of privacy things. So I want your listeners to know that it is 100% legal to show a full address and pictures and stuff like that without permission from the homeowner. But we have interior design companies, we have bathroom remodelers, we have pest control companies. So it's not like you want, a bathroom remodeler doesn't want to have a full address on a map where, I can imagine somebody knocking on the door. "Hey, I saw your bathroom on this portfolio on this company's website. Can I come in and see your bath?" We have privacy settings. So you can show only the city, state, and zip code if you want. You can set the zoom limits to only zoom into a certain point on the map. So there's lots of privacy settings and stuff like that, but that's what we are. We're pins, reviews, and photos. The three things that homeowners are always looking for when they're trying to decide on the company that they want.
Yeah, those are such huge trust builders.
And we've done many episodes on reviews and photos, and to find a tool that does both of those.
Yeah, we do it all.
Pulls it all in
one.
Is it I'm gonna kind of be a nerd for a second. It embeds into the client, the website, or how does it work? Yeah.
You know the answer to that. Your marketing agency. We have mutual customers. We are embeddable onto every website. So there is some marketing efforts that our product does help with, right? So I heard you say at the beginning of the show here, you're always asking contractors for updated gallery pictures and stuff like that. Well, imagine our product being embedded onto one of your clients' websites. You don't have to ask for photos anymore, because if our map is embedded onto your website, we are a gallery. So they could be sitting at the office and the administrator could be posting new photos, or we're a mobile app too. So they could be taking pictures in the field. And then that website would be updated in real time because our map lives on your website.
So walk us through that.
In the field,
the journey from taking the photo to the photo ending up in the Project Map It software. For our listeners, if they're worried about a lot of extra administrative friction where they've got to sit in front of a computer and compile photos, walk us through, how does the photo end up in the map?
Yeah, we continue to try to make it as seamless as possible. So we have partnerships. So for example, we have a relationship with ABC Supply. It's a true integration where if they order roofing, siding, windows, doors, skylights, it automatically will populate to the map when they order it, right? So getting pins on the map tend to be the hardest thing, but we have relationships with ABC Supply, SRS Distribution. We've got a bunch of smaller supply companies out there that we're integrated with. So that gets pins on a map, but you can do it manually as well, right? Like you can enter, somebody could be at the office and enter it. We are a mobile app, which means for us, we're a web app, which means for those that don't know the difference between web app and native app, we're not in the Apple Store. We're not in the Google Play Store. You essentially bookmark the web part. So you would open up your Safari on your iPhone or Google on your Android phone and go to Project Map It and just bookmark that to your home screen of your phone. But then it works like a true app. So you click on it. We always say it takes 5 seconds to open up the app, right? Face ID nowadays, phones all have the Face ID login. So you open up the app, 5 seconds. You can take unlimited photos before, during, and after if you want. It catalogs it in our system by project date and time of the photo upload. So you can take pictures within our mobile, if that makes sense. So you can be in the field, or if they have, like a lot of companies will take photos with their CRM app, right? Well, at that point, it becomes a little more work where we just tell our customers, look, once a month, go for an hour, download pictures from your CRM and upload it. Our company will offer virtual management for a little bit more money as well. Okay. So we will work with companies and load the pins for them by going into their CRM or whatever. We'll spend an hour or two a month loading photos if that helps them. And then also on the photo side, we have an integration with Company Cam. So even though we are a photo documentation app, Company Cam is like, they are the creme de la creme of photo documentation apps. So we don't try to like upgrade our system to compete with Company Cam. We just want to play symbiotically with them. So, 7 out of 10 contractors, I feel like, are using Company Cam. So with Company Cam, it makes it really easy just to push projects from Company Cam project photos from Company Cam over to Project Map It.
But if a listener doesn't have Company Cam and they're not already loading images into their CRM, what you're saying is they can be in the field, click on that bookmark link. I'm guessing they'd have to navigate and pick the project. I'm at the Smith home. Yeah. Then I start snapping pictures and I'm done.
Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, it's super easy. It takes 5 seconds, like I said, to log in. It takes 20 seconds to type in an address. We use Google to run our platform. So Google recognizes the address. And you say, yep, this is the address. And then it puts the pin on the map pretty quickly. And then there's a little images tab. You click on that, and you can start taking photos, and it stores it within that project address within our system. So we aren't a CRM, ladies, but like honestly, and we would never tout ourselves as a CRM, but for like a brand new company, we're really good because a lot of brand new companies are companies that aren't invested in technology yet, like a CRM. We ask them all the time, like, hey, do you have a place that you store all your work? Like, is there a spreadsheet your company keeps? No, we don't have anything. We're like, well, then we're a great option for that because within our system, you can export a spreadsheet of all your customers.
Yeah, it's a real like ease into
technology,
a tech stack.
It is. We're like a really good first step for companies for sure.
I love that.
So necessary.
But we have companies of like the Chuck in the truck that does everything. And then we have companies that are huge, right? Like we have every Storm Guard. We have the biggest independently owned bath fitter that uses us with 24 locations. We've got the big companies as well. So the cool thing about ours is we're great for the brand new company and we're great for the big company.
Yeah. I feel like every time I'm looking at a home improvement website and I look at their map, I just feel like every time I look at it, you guys are the ones driving the map.
Yeah,
we are.
You are. No, that's amazing. It's just on the website, or is there a way to like integrate? You said the reviews integrate with Facebook. Is there another way to share the projects anywhere else?
Yeah,
off script.
That's a very good question. I like that question. So, so every single pin is shareable. Yay. So there's every pin has its own URL link. So let's say I'm talking to Mrs. Smith, who's really an older lady that might not be great around technology, but really wants to see a certain, bathroom or some bathrooms you've done. You can put in an email the direct links to those project pins and send it to them. So that's one way. The map itself has its own URL link. So that's a good thing. You can just send a direct link to the map and it'll open up. We always say drive traffic to your website. So always drive traffic there. But that's way you can text, you can text somebody a direct link to a pin if you wanted. So plenty of ways to share.
This is a super nerdy question, but you were talking about filters. Can you send somebody a link to a filtered view?
You can't yet. No,
Great.
that's a good question. But that's what our system does.
Yeah.
So we haven't done that yet. When people have asked us, our contracting, we listen to our contractors. We want to do stuff that they ask, but we're like, no, that's what the filters are for. You literally just tell the person, click this button and select any color or select any service you're looking for. The map's going to change to only show that.
And then you let the user decide what they want to filter on.
Yeah.
I love that. And so by having the partnership with like ABC Supply, is ABC Supply able to identify like you were saying, the roofing, like the shingle? Okay.
Yeah. So supply companies are great for us because they know the address they delivered to, and they know the material that they delivered.
Yep.
So like ABC Supply and SRS Distribution, they know, like I sent, 15 squares of a weathered wood shingle to this address. So in our system, literally within Project Map It, you click on an ABC integration tab and you sign into your My ABC Supply account, and then it literally connects right away. So for a brand new company that's just using us, it'll bring in 5 years worth of data from ABC deliveries, and then it'll just future deliveries will permanently populate. And SRS basically works the same way.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So then that really does become kind of dummy proof and hands off. Like if you aren't yet in a habit of taking a bunch of photos, you're going to be able to pull that information from your supplier. That's fantastic.
Correct.
That's awesome. So roofing, exterior, I heard you mention
baths.
One day baths is our second biggest. Windows and doors are big, but then we have a handful of everybody. We've got pool companies, HVAC companies, electrical companies, pest control companies. We're now partnered with a pest control membership program out in California with 600 pest control companies. So we've got a lot of good relationships with a lot of different. If you're in the residential contracting business and you rely heavily on like getting reviews and stuff like that, I mean, touch that. We're our own review platform that doesn't require login. So for people that don't have Gmail accounts that can't leave
let's talk about that. Hold on. Yeah.
Wow. That wasn't even in our list of questions. Tell us how this can help our listeners generate reviews.
So I wish people saw this. If you're listening, the look on both ladies' faces were funny when I mentioned this. So like I we present for contractors all the time for CertainTeed's an exclusive partner of ours. And I always ask people, so how do you request reviews? That's a big question. The contractors will raise their hand and they'll say, yeah, I've got a QR code reader card that I leave or whatever, we send them an email with a link. And I'm like, okay. And then what kind of review are you asking for? I already know the answer. Google. Yeah, exactly. And then I look at them and I say, what if they don't have a Gmail account? And they kind of look at me like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, they can't leave you Google review then if they don't have a Gmail account. It's like, we all want Google reviews. I want a Google review, but what if they don't have a Gmail account? You're losing out on the opportunity to capture review. And Google loves reviews because Google loves words, right? So the more words that are written about you online, the better. Yes, a Google review is going to carry a heavier weight than like a Project Map It review, but a Project Map It review still has words, and Google does recognize us as a third-party review platform. But to answer your question, the way it works, you build out a landing page. We call it a reviews landing page within Project Map It. So you can have links to like Google, Facebook, Yelp, Howls, Thumbtack, whatever, Project Map It. And then we have QR codes and stuff like that. And we also have 3 emails that go out. So they can request the review right there on the spot with their QR code. But that landing page that opens up into a Project Map It platform has multiple options, not just Google.
I love it. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the phone with a contractor where they're in that, those beginning stages and they're just all the fundamentals worked out. And Caitlyn and I will inevitably encourage them, you got to get reviews. And then to your point, we end up having to explain to them, okay, you need good reviews on Google, but it also requires something from the homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have to be logged into their Gmail account. And if they don't have a Gmail account, now it's an awkward conversation with you standing there helping them use their phone in their foyer.
Yes. And if you think about it, like there's a big misconception, and I can totally understand why. If you're a brand new company, you're like, well, why would I want Project Map It? I don't have any pins on my map yet. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but we're still a very good starter. So so instead of spending like thousands of dollars on a CRM, like what do you need to get found online? You need reviews. You need to start building up your portfolio. You need a place to store all of your customer data, like, right? That's what we are. So even for the brand new company with 0 pins, it's still okay to start with us because you're going to be able to capture reviews using our review capture system. You're going to store all your photos in a nice, neat, organized way with our system. You're going to keep track of all your customer name, phone number, email addresses, and the products that you installed on that customer within our system. So we're actually still a really good system for somebody with 0 pins.
And to your point, I mean, what you just described to me would create a beautiful exported CSV file for the day you are ready to sign up for a CRM and do something more sophisticated.
Yep.
You're not then faced with manual entry from your spiral bound notebook that's been riding around in your truck.
Correct. And we have competitors, and I'm not going to crap on them at all, but we have competitors that don't allow for an export feature because they don't want to lose. We have an export feature. You click, I want to export all my jobs, and it'll spit it out to everybody.
That's awesome.
What about other integrations? I mean, like with Project Map It. I know we talked about like you guys do the CRM integration, obviously suppliers, etc. I mean, do you open API situation or is that okay?
Yeah, so we have an open API document. So anybody can integrate with us and our team works with anybody. So we have integration partners. We have Leap CRM.
Yeah.
We have a small integration with Roofer. It's not where there's their CRM. It's more for their instant estimator tool. We have a really cool company that we just partnered with called Demand IQ, which is an instant estimator tool widget for the website, but it's very customizable, which a lot of instant estimators aren't. It's almost like building your own PowerPoint within this widget. So you can tell your company story and stuff, but our map embeds within that widget, which is nice. We are integrated, like I said, with ABC, SRS. Give a shout out to USLBM. They have a operating company called Universal Supply Company here in the New Jersey, Maryland area where I live. We're integrated with them. So we have some good integrations. Acculinks we're going to be integrated with by the end of this year or early next year is what Acculinks told me. Now we're at the we're at the hands of Acculinks to do it, but they are going to build the integration.
Oh, that's huge.
I love Acculinks.
I know. We did a whole episode.
Yeah, we know how to get around all the CRMs because people give us access to their CRMs. But yeah, Acculinks is a good one.
I feel like Acculinks has done a better job. I mean, this is kind of off topic from Project Map It, but again, as an admitted nerd, I feel like Acculinks has really nailed the user interface. It's an actually modern looking user interface where some of the others are like, the 90s called and wants their interface back.
Well, speaking of interface, we're actually updating our map by hopefully the end of the third quarter to make it a little more modern as well.
Oh, great. It's still pretty modern what I've seen integrated.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's the difference. I think the big differentiator between us and our competitors is that we are very customizable. Yes. So we'll build the map to your brand, your company's brand. Other maps are like, hey, this is pretty much what the map looks like. It's a grayscale map and there's not much more you can do about it. So
awesome. What about some success stories? What brag on?
Oh, I do have a lot now that I've been around for a while. I just had a phone call from Miller's Roofing out of York, Pennsylvania. Michelle Sensenig, shout out to you. They've been using us since 2018 when I started. They were one of my first ever customers, and they use us for everything, reviews, everything. She called me the other day and said, Steve, I just want to tell you, Dave, our sales rep, came into the office the other day and said, hey, I just sold a 50 square roof because of Project Map It. And Michelle was like, okay, keep going. I want to tell Steve this story.
Yeah.
And so essentially, like, people use us in 3 phases of the sales appointment. It's pre-appointment emails that go out, right? Like, beef up that pre-appointment email or text that you send out. Don't just say, hey,
we'll be there Thursday.
Yeah, Janet's going to be there at 2:00 on Thursday. If you have any questions, call us. It's like, hey, also take a look at our portfolio of past work. So pre-appointment communication, in-home sales, and post-communication. So proposals that might be sent to the homeowner after the home inspection or whatever. So this particular gentleman, Dave, the sales rep at Miller's, basically said he put Project Map It. It's in every one of their proposals. But the lady, he went back to the house and the lady said, we're going to use Miller's Roofing. And it's because you're the only company out of the 3 that I had come out here that had a portfolio on your website. And it was in your proposal. So I clicked on it. I saw it. I looked around on it. I noticed some houses in our area. We actually drove around and saw the roofs. She said, that's the only reason we're using. You're the only one that has something that showed your reputation, and it built the trust that we needed to choose you.
I'm glad you used the word trust, because that's what I was about to say. That's
reputation and trust.
It's a reputation and trust builder.
Yep. Correct.
Give people the confidence to move forward.
Correct. And I have a lot more stories, but I don't want to waste too much time.
Well, I mean,
it's not a waste of time.
It's not a waste of time. This is amazing. This is such a great tool. And what I think I like about it is you've touched on it can be at any phase of the journey, any phase. That's awesome. I mean, did you have any questions?
So I guess a question we always like to ask guests when we're talking about some sort of tech. You mentioned a user interface upgrade in, I think you said the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
Are there any other features or new things that you're excited to maybe tease?
Well, the ABC supply one was a big one. That's going to be a big game changer for our company. So I'm excited about that. We are, the next few phases that we're working on is we're rebuilding our Facebook integration. So we're hoping to have some cool things that go there. Can you hear that? Those are jets. So I'm in Maryland, and it's Blue Angels practice day. I don't know if it's Blue Angels, but they are a Navy pilot program that does amazing tricks. It's like one of the biggest things here in Annapolis, Maryland, where I live. So the jets are flying around, and it's bugging me, but I love it. Okay, sorry. Back to your question.
Can't hear it.
Squirrel.
But while we're still talking about squirrel, my dad is a big aviation nerd, and as a little girl, he used to take me and my brother to air shows, and we went to Blue Angel shows, and I remember being like 8 years old and thinking I was going to get mowed down by, because they do the low flyby.
Oh yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Out of you.
It's legit.
Yeah.
So Facebook integration, Google Business integration. We do have the ability to post your Google Business updates straight from Project Mappett's platform as well, but we're hoping
that is big.
Yeah, we're hoping
that actually helps with SEO.
Yes.
No, you didn't want to talk about SEO.
See, you brought up SEO. So
that one thing
for the listeners out there, I always say this. Do we have SEO traction? Yes, there's stuff to our indirectly for sure. Like getting reviews is very big for SEO. Posting your Google Business updates section in your Google Business profile always is indirectly going to help with your SEO.
It's supportive.
People, supporting it. Thank you. You know the words better than I do. You're the marketing gurus. So yes, it can, but we always say we'd rather underpromise. Don't ever buy us for thinking that we're going to help with your SEO. We will probably help with your SEO, but don't buy us for that. Our competitors say that they're all SEO driven, and to be totally honest with you, we're widget that lives on a website, and to be honest with you, a lot of our competitors, their customers come to us because we're a sales tool and we live on a website.
Right. Correct.
So, but we position ourselves as a legit sales tool. That's what we
I feel like you come in a little later in the sales journey. You're not necessarily in that lead acquisition phase. You're in that trust building phase.
Correct.
When the company's already captured the lead, and now you've got to make good with that.
So we help increase close rates by about 3 to 10%. Some of it's more than, some of it's like 20%. Some of it's, as low as 3%, but even a 3% ROI is a lot compared to what we cost.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to guess that you probably also increase conversion rates.
100%.
So if I take a website that doesn't have this trust building Project Mapit with all of the filterable photos and reviews, if I've got that website versus one that does, I bet you the one that does is capturing more web form submissions and phone calls. Even if you've never done like a full-on scientific test, I bet it improves conversion rates.
You are correct. There's like a stat out there, 75% of homeowners will trust a company with a good portfolio on their website. So that will alone help convert those calls to
Project Mapit is like a portfolio on steroids, because we see people who say they have a portfolio when they contact us, but they've got a bunch of like manufacturers' photos on there that are stock. That homeowners are like, those are beautiful photos, but I don't know that they're real.
Yeah, these are real photos with real reviews associated with those projects. on a map, all in one.
Boom.
Take that. I'm obsessed with it. Before we let you go, where can listeners learn more about Project Map It and or schedule a demo?
Yeah, let's just go to projectmapit.com. You can schedule a demo right from our homepage. I don't know, my email address is, so I'm Steve Spence. My email address is sspence, so SSPENCE at projectmapit.com. So you can reach out to me personally. You can go to our website, request a demo there. Just acknowledge that you watched or listened to this podcast, and we'll give you a 15% off for life discount.
For life?
Wow.
For life. That's our partner discount. I'm a partner of yours. Look, we're here. We're talking.
Yeah. So mention Fat Cat, mention this podcast
off.
and get 15% off.
That's amazing.
For life.
For life. Thank you.
That's
welcome. Amazing. We could have talked to you forever.
Yeah.
You want to take us home, Janet?
Let's do it. Let's wrap this up. So we've included links in the show notes. We're so happy that you joined us for this afternoon, Steve. Thanks again for joining us, and thank you to our listeners.
Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode with your team, and leave us a review if you've been enjoying the podcast. So until next time, keep building smarter and go check out Project Map It.
Digital marketing for contractors is created by Fat Cat Strategies. For more information, visit fatcatstrategies.com.